how did you guys enjoy the Kevin Hart comedy special with a side portion of basketball last night?
Well, Mo, nobody can phrase something like you can, man. I got to give you credit, man. I really do. Exactly.
I appreciate you,
You
Scott.
did, but yeah. You summed it up. It was nice to get a little basketball in between all of the festivities. Let's put it that way.
It was a 3 hour broadcast on All Star Sunday night. There was 42 minutes of actual basketball being played. And that includes stoppages on the court and free throws. If you're talking about strictly actual basketball being played, 33 minutes out of the 3 hour broadcast were actually basketball. The intro with ads, 30 minutes. Pre-game talk, 10 minutes. The first game was 12 minutes total with 10 minutes of actual game time. Mr. Beast did a shooting challenge with a fan for 5 minutes. Game number 2, 16 minutes total with 12 minutes, 54 seconds of actual game time. Music performance for 6 minutes. An Inside the NBA tribute for 9 minutes. Game 3 was 14 minutes total with 10 minutes of actual game time. The post game was 6 minutes. The analysis, whatever you want to call it, was 22 minutes. And there was 80 minutes of adverts on display last night. You know, we talked a lot before All-Star Weekend about the players not playing hard and what this year I can't blame the players. I cannot blame the players. The players were actually playing at a decent level up until a 20-minute stoppage where Kevin Hart was giving fishing rods and bucket hats to the cast of TNT, who aren't even retiring. They're simply moving to another network next season. They just signed an extension. So they're still going to be on TV. And Kevin Hart's acting like it's a retirement tour for them. I have a theory here, gentlemen. I have a theory. Do you think TNT made last night's All-Star game so unenjoyable to the fans as revenge for the NBA not allowing them to match NBC's deal in the new negotiations for the TV rights? That's the only explanation, because the players were actually trying this year, just a little bit. They weren't going all out, but they were trying more than usual.
No. You could tell, like, young guys like Wemby and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, in particular, they stood out to me because they played in that first segment, that they were there to make a statement that, hey, we're going to show you guys why we're all stars. Wemby, obviously, his first time out, wanted to let everybody know, okay, you're talking about who's going to be the next face of the league. He raised his hand a little bit and said, okay, how about me? And so he was trying to give you a little energy and effort at both ends of the court. So that was a little bit pleasant to see. But look, as I just analyzed the whole thing, I believe we got to this space because of the decline of the All-Star game in previous years. And the decline was the lack of competitive effort, lack of care for, as I said, on the part of a lot of guys who were participating in the game. Now you get the league trying to respond to that, trying to create all these different formulas and different formats to kind of recapture what the All-Star game used to be years ago when our good friend B.J. Armstrong played in it a little while back. And so that's where we're at right now. And so I believe, television was been trying to figure out, okay, well, how can we make it more entertainment to keep eyes on the television sets because of what the basketball had become. And to your point, Mo, yesterday we got, a lot less basketball. Like, if you were one of the all-stars on that team that lost the first game, I believe that was Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brunson, that group, they went all that way to play one quarter of basketball. And for fans that wanted to see them, didn't get the chance to see a lot of them. So look, I don't fault the NBA's effort of trying to figure this thing out. That's kind of, what's been placed at their feet. And again, to your earlier point, I did think some of the players started to take a little bit of responsibility and but a little more of a competitive effort to what the format was yesterday. So it'll just be interesting to see where this thing goes moving forward, because it's really a shame that we lost the traditional East West, because just from a historical standpoint, because there used to be, there were records being kept of all-star performances. Who was all-time leading scorer in all-star game history and assist guy. That stuff was part of a guy's resume as a lot of these guys were going into a Hall of Fame. Now, if you're going to have a format like this, what happens to those type of records? That kind of takes that away from this generation. So a lot to discuss, a lot to think about. Those were just a few of my initial thoughts as I digested yesterday.
Absolutely. Mr. Armstrong, we had a phone call last night about 20 minutes before tip-off when one Mr. LeBron James decided that he didn't want to play because of some discomfort in his foot. And you told me that you didn't want to tune in. Did you end up tuning in?
I'm going to listen to you guys today. I'm going to listen to you guys today. I had family commitments.
Yeah.
So I'm going to listen to you guys today.
Okay.
And yeah, I can't. There's nothing for me to
Shall I tell you what I really think? Shall I tell you what I really think? I don't like doing this because I love the NBA. I love basketball. I don't like saying bad things about the NBA. I don't like saying bad things about the league, but here we are. Okay. The one thing I think the league has failed to realize, number one, Kevin Hart stopped being funny about 10 years ago. Number two, no one wants to tune in to see Mr. Beast do a YouTube video halfway through a game. Number three, yeah, we love the TNT guys, but they ain't going anywhere. They're still going to be around. So we're doing tributes for them like they're going. What are we tuning in for? We want to see basketball. We want to see the players playing good, competitive basketball. It's not a lot to ask. That is all we are asking for. Yet last night was some sort of charade where the basketball was far from the main thing. And that was the biggest disappointment. I'm not mad at the players. The players, they were playing at a decent level until they had to take a 20-minute interruption for commercials and whatever they were doing with the TNT guys, because TNT somehow think that we're tuning in to see those old guys, respectfully, because I got a lot of love for those guys. But that's not why we're tuning in. We're tuning in to see competitive basketball. So even the players themselves have said after a 20-minute break, it was difficult to get back into what they were doing before. So, it is what it is. I was very disappointed. Hopefully, is it NBC that are doing it next season, or ESPN or Amazon? I don't know who's going to have the rights to the All-Star game next season, but hopefully they listen to the fans. But let's take it back to the start of the weekend, because the start of the weekend started off in the worst way possible with the skills challenge. Well, they had the celebrity game. I didn't even watch that. We ain't gonna go there.
Yeah.
My invitation must have got lost in the mail. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mo, I'd love to see you in that game, Mo.
I'll be the first person ever to get a flagrant foul in a celebrity game. Try to score on me.
To see you just live in the paint.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Game. Exactly.
That's what I do. They'll be like, damn, Zach Randolph's back. Oh, wait, that's just Mo. But anyway, the skills challenge. The skills challenge began by Chris Paul and Victor Wembanyama deciding that they didn't want to try and score in the skills challenge. They didn't want to use their skills. Instead, they'll just throw the balls on the floor and try and complete running through the course in the fastest time possible. I think Chris Paul trying to bend the rules for an advantage over everyone else and still losing sums up his career up until this point. So, that was disappointing. You've got the future face of the league and one of the most respected veterans in the league trying to bend the rules of a skills challenge to get a competitive advantage. Why not just try to win it normally? Why not just, here's a wild concept. Why not just try and win it normally? How about that, fellas? The skills challenge.
But
it was.
I have to admit, I did not watch the skills challenge. I have to be honest. I saw I saw the highlight of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
This morning before I got on this.
Because the arena was booing them. The other players were booing them. Some of the seats started to empty out after that. And then, I remember when the skills challenge used to be like Derrick Rose, John Wall, Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry, all the best point guards competing in the skills challenge. And I remember the year where they did guards versus bigs. That was an entertaining skills challenge. Why are we watching Draymond Green and Moses Moody? I understand that the skills challenge is in Golden State. We ain't trying to see those guys do no skills challenge. We seen Draymond Green, one of the most creative passers in terms of running an offense in the NBA, fail to make a chest pass into a target that was like 2 meters wide. The skills challenge was awful. The 3-point contest, I love that Steph Curry's done the 3-point contest so many times in his career, but why not do it one more time in your hometown? That was awful. Then the dunk contest, where we have a G League guy winning the dunk contest for the 3rd year in a row. And I don't want to hear none of this about, oh, he's a two-way player. He's technically an NBA. No, he's played 5 minutes in the NBA in the past 2 years or something ridiculous. He's won more dunk contests than made baskets in the damn league. Like, if we're going to go down this road, if we just want entertaining dunks, well, then why don't hire professional dunkers to do it? Because there are professional dunkers who make it their life's work to come up with creative dunks that are arguably better than what we saw in the NBA dunk contest. So if we just want entertainment, hire the professional dunkers. Or if it's going to be an NBA dunk contest at NBA All-Star Weekend, why not get some NBA players that the fans want to see doing dunks? Like, half the dunks that we saw are dunks that I've seen guys doing games anyway. 360 between the legs. I've seen Zion do that in a game, but you're bringing it to the dunk contest. At least if Zion was doing it in the dunk contest, fans would care a little bit more rather than guys that are coming off the bench. And if you're a casual fan of the NBA, I watched All-Star Saturday Night with 3 of my friends. They're very casual fans of the NBA, right? They'll tune in for maybe the playoffs or the finals, maybe All-Star Weekend. It's tradition. We get together, watch All-Star Weekend every year. I was saying, guys, this is really nice. We've not done this since 2016 when we watched Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, and they were saying, yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. We watched it this year. They say, who the hell is Andre Jackson? Who's this guy? Who's that guy? Like, come on, man. Where's Ja Morant? Where's Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine? Why is Giannis not doing it? Like, that's what it is for casual fans. For idiots like me who stay up until 6 in the morning watching this stuff because this is what I do, cool, fantastic. I'm excited to see Matas Buzuelis in the dunk contest. Fantastic. But for a casual fan, they're looking like, who the hell's this guy out of High School Musical doing a dunk contest? What's he doing? He couldn't even make a dunk. And then the scoring system, you can give a score between 40 and 50. So even if you miss all of your dunks, you can still get 40 out of 50. Just mathematically and numerically, what the hell are we doing here?
A quick question for you, Mo. Because I'm listening. I'm all ears because it's always fascinating to get a perspective from fan base, and you were watching all of the activities with some casual fans. Have we heard anything about the viewership? What were the viewership ratings? Has anything come along that path to see, how this measured up? And I'm hearing your sentiments. Are these the sentiments of a lot of the fan bases that you are in contact with right now?
The NBA, I've not seen them put out the viewership. I've seen them put out their tweet from NBA PR about the amount of impressions on social media that they got. Now,
Mo, can you inform us what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Now they got a record number of impressions on social media. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong.
For the game or the dunk
for All-Star Saturday Night. All-Star Saturday Night. Okay. Numbers aren't out yet for the game. All-Star Saturday Night. Now, dunks look really impressive when they're in slow motion and when you're watching a highlight of them because you've not had to watch the guy miss 4 dunks in a row trying to make the one dunk that you're going to see the highlight of.
Right.
Fantastic. If this is the case, then why are we doing live TV? Why not just pre-record it and give them 100 attempts and just put out the one that they make? Yeah, across social media, the sentiment from fans is that everyone was largely unhappy. Everyone was impressed with Mac McClung, a short white guy doing amazing dunks. Big up to Mac McClung. I'm happy for him. I'm not taking anything away from him. But to answer your question, Scott, the sentiment amongst the fans, my friends who I was with, do you know what they said to me?
What's that?
They said, turn this off. Let's go on the PlayStation.
Really?
After the first round of the skills challenge, they said, turn this off. Okay? After the first round of the 3-point contest, when we got ready for the final round of the 3-point contest, do you know what they said? They said, what? We got to watch more of this.
Right.
When the dunk contest came on, they said, who are these guys?
Right.
I've never seen them play in the NBA. So they said to me, Mo, if you weren't here, we wouldn't be watching this. And that's casual fans. I'm just saying what it is. I love the NBA. I will watch it regardless. But if our job is to capture the attention of casual fans, guys who will tune in for the Super Bowl, guys who will tune in for the Champions League, guys who will tune in for the Formula One, guys and girls, by the way. I'm just paraphrasing. If we're trying to capture casual fans and get them, especially in the European and Middle East and all these international markets, get them to stay up till the middle of the night watching this. You got to give them something good to watch. Like
Right.
it was very disappointing. One of my friends said to me, he looked at me, he said, Mo, I've known you for a real long time. I'm gonna say one thing to you. I said, what? He said, you got to find another sport to cover. I said, damn. I said, damn, it's really like that. Like you guys are hating this that much. They said, why don't we just play 2K instead?
Mm-hmm.
Because on 2K, you can make the players you like do the dunks you want. I said, hey,
Wow.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Which is like, I don't like coming on here and doing the negative stuff and complaining. I don't like
Right.
it. Do you know what I mean? I love the
Right.
game. I love
Right.
the league. My whole life growing up, for the past 20 years of my life, I look forward to All-Star Weekend. That was some of the best moments of my fandom is watching All-Star Weekend. You know, get my friends together. We're going to get some wings. We're going to watch All-Star Weekend. We're going to see Nate Robinson and Dwight Howard doing a dunk contest. We're going to see Ray Allen and Paul Pierce and Steph Curry in the three-point contest. You know, we're going to see John Wall and Derrick Rose trying to sprint through the skills challenge. It was the highlight of the year. Outside of the playoffs and the finals, it was the highlight of the year. But this was the first year where a bunch of fans I spoke to, even NBA fans, you know, I seen them the last weekend. They said, what are you doing next weekend? I said, next weekend's All-Star Weekend. They said, damn, I didn't even know. The excitement's not there anymore. I know a bunch of actual NBA fans who didn't bother tuning in. They were saying to me, I'd rather go to sleep and just watch the highlights in 10 minutes in the morning. So my question is, what's the point now? You get a lot of money from Kia and from Starry and from AT&T and from all your other brand
Mm-hmm.
partners,
Mm-hmm.
but you're then left with a fan base who are like, well, maybe next year I shouldn't stay up until 5 in the morning watching this.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my piece. And I don't want the league to hear this and think that I'm hating on their product. But I'm just saying the reality of the fan experience. You know what I mean? I love
Mm-hmm.
basketball so much, I'll watch you guys have a three-point shootout in the backyard. But not everyone is like me. You have to cater
Right.
to the
Right.
fans. And the
Mm-hmm.
solution is not to get influencers in. The solution is not to get Kevin Hart in. That's not the solution.
Right.
Make the main thing the main thing. That's what we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
We want to
Yeah.
see the best dunkers in the league doing dunks. We want to see the best shooters in the league shooting three-point shots. Why the hell are we watching Buddy Hield? Buddy Hield's a great shooter, but the fans don't want to see that. They want to see Steph Curry and Klay Thompson shooting those three-point shots. Then when we get to the All-Star game, we want to watch the guys play. That's all. There's not a lot to ask. And then I'm going to have to say the quiet part out loud. Because no one wants to say this. I don't want the black clutch SUVs pulling up outside my house. But LeBron James, once again, decides to not show up to All-Star Weekend until the day of the game. You know, and Edwards didn't play either, but at least he was there all weekend. He did interactions with the fans. He made his presence known. You know, he didn't play. He had a groin injury or cold or whatever excuse he came up with because there was different reports coming out. But LeBron turns up 20 minutes before the game and says, yeah, my foot's not very comfortable. I don't want to play. And that's the face of the league. And you know what? I understand why he did it the way he did it. Because if he had said it a few days before, there's a lot of fans out there who wouldn't have even bothered tuning in. Now, I understand being injured, but I saw Kobe Bryant get his nose broken in an All-Star game and still want to carry on playing. I understand LeBron's foot maybe giving him some discomfort. You're only playing for 5 minutes. As you said, Scott, they played one quarter of basketball. Just go and give us 5 minutes. It's not like you're playing defense anyway. Don't even play defense in the regular season no more. If you don't hear from me again,
Yeah.
clutch black SUVs pulled up. Just know.
Mo, you watched everything all weekend, so I'm taking it all in. What you said. And,
Yeah.
it's gonna and it's gonna be interesting. Like so, once the ratings comes out and the full review and evaluation from the fans globally, not only here in the United States but across the globe, and what kind of feedback people receive, I think it's going to dictate whatever direction the All-Star game takes next year and subsequent years. And to your point too, the addition of new media partners.
Yeah. Like I think this new
What's going to be
format
the
could work.
influence?
It's just the way they did the broadcast was just
Yeah.
ridiculous. That's,
Yeah, when it first was announced, I just was under the assumption, okay, two teams would play up to 40, and then when that was over, boom, here comes the next group playing. The next two teams playing up to 40. And then maybe a 5-minute break because the team whoever won the second game, would need just 5 minutes, and then boom, they play again. I didn't realize, to your point, there was going to be so much downtime in between each 1/4 segment. And I think that, to your point, the look, and because I was going back and forth because again, I wasn't tuning in to see all of that. I was like you, Mo. I wanted just to see what the competitive angle of basketball looked like this time, as opposed to what it's looked like over the past few years. So that was my intrigue, and it wasn't all of the side entertainment. I have to be honest that I did turn the channels.
we had Kevin
Learned all
Hart.
that.
We had
during that
Kevin
time.
Hart trying to roast the players. He was getting on to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, laughing at him for having mustard color shoes on. Now, I spoke to Shai last week. Shai is super excited. This was the debut of his first ever signature sneaker with Converse. And we've got a segment of Kevin Hart mocking his shoes. We had Kevin Hart saying that Shaq looks like a porn director. I'm sorry, but is this not meant to be a family-friendly product? Like, the players aren't allowed to fight no more because we're doing family-friendly. But what's Kevin Hart talking about? You think kids aren't asking their parents, what's that mean? Like, I'm reading through the Discord right now, where all the basketball fans are. We've got a lot of basketball fans in here, and they're saying this was the worst All-Star weekend of all time. That's the sentiment from the fans. And these are guys who are in the Discord that talk about the NBA 24/7, who love the NBA. I don't know where we go from here. Like, here's my radical solution for fixing All-Star weekend. A rookie versus sophomore game, a dunk contest and a three-point contest where we actually have all-star caliber players competing, and then an East versus West game where the players actually care. How crazy would that be, fellas?
Mo, you have some traditionalists in you.
I just like basketball.
Exactly.
It's very simple.
Right, exactly. Yeah. No, I'm not arguing against it, but I'm just saying you have some traditions in you.
The problem was never the format. The format was never the problem. The problem was the players not caring. And now you've got the face of the league, the guy that everyone follows, turning up late because he did this previously in Utah and, all of that, where he just flies in for the game and then flies out, not respecting the weekend. Bear in mind, this is the same guy who said in 2009, I'm putting my name preliminary in for the dunk contest next year and then decided not to do it. That's why the Stars stopped doing the dunk contest. The dunk contest used to be a rite of passage. Dr. J, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all the all-time greats did the dunk contest. And the ones who didn't do the dunk contest, they did the three-point contest. Larry Bird doing the three-point contest. Stephen Curry doing the three-point contest. But look where it all stopped. And I'm not even being a hater. I'm just saying it how it is.
Nothing else to add, Mo, from my perspective. BJ, you got anything else to add on the All-Star weekend?
Thanks and good night.
Exactly. Yes, indeed.
I don't like being the guy who complains. I really don't. I really don't. But I have a responsibility to the fans to say it how it is. You know what I mean? And there was some entertaining aspects of it. But come on, man. The other thing is, I like the Rising Stars challenge they did on Friday night. But then they had
I didn't get a chance to see that. How did that game go?
it was a tournament similar to the All-Star game. But they had a G League team. I respect what the guys do in the G League. I don't need to see them play at All-Star weekend, though. Like, I understand the league wants to showcase the G League and get more people to watch G League, but no one's watching more G League because they saw them play on All-Star Friday night. And then the winner of the Rookie Challenge or what Rising Stars Challenge plays in the NBA All-Star game. So we've got Trace Jackson Davis and Dalton Connect playing on All-Star Sunday night. And people were getting mad at Draymond for saying they don't deserve to be there. But my problem is you could have had LaMelo Ball, DeMontis Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, all these guys who could have been all stars, who were snubs, they miss out on a spot. But you get these guys because they won a rookie challenge on Friday night. They get to play on All Star Sunday night. If you're introducing a new format, that was your chance to expand the rosters and get more All Stars in the game. You add LaMelo Ball to that. There's a bunch of teenagers out there who will tune in just to see LaMelo Ball. It is what it is. Great day for Kevin Hart. I don't know about everyone else though. You know what I mean? I don't know what Kevin Hart did, but like, I like some of the Kevin Hart movies. I don't think he's relevant anymore though. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kevin Hart was good in 2016. We're now in 2025, fellas.
I think what you're seeing is Kevin Hart has built up a lot of relationships within the NBA, not only the NBA office, but amongst a lot of NBA players, television, and he's kind of carved out a niche and a role for himself come All-Star Weekend over time, and so that's why I think you see he has such a heavy presence because a number of the current players like him, friends with him. Some of them do commercials with him.
Yeah, maybe I should be a comedian instead because I know after hearing this episode, they ain't gonna want me at All-Star Weekend next year.
Exactly.
Maybe I should just give it up and just go do comedy instead. I'll do a little stand-up routine and they'll get me hosting the All-Star game. I mean, who wants to hear about actual basketball? We'll just do stand-up comedy. I'll just insult the players for a little bit. And you could tell the players didn't really like it. Yeah. So that was that.
Now we got to turn our attention to the real basketball that's left in this regular season.
Oh, I love the regular season real basketball, Scott. That's my favorite. I can't wait.
Exactly, can't wait.
I mean, I don't have anything else left to say. I don't have anything else left to say. I shared this to the Discord yesterday. They were asking me, what does BJ think? I said, BJ called me tonight. And BJ said, Mo, I have no words. And then he just stopped talking for 10 minutes.
Exactly.
I was like, BJ, you still there? He goes, yeah, I'm here. I just got nothing to say about this. like I don't know. I don't know. I just think the main thing's got to be the main thing. The main thing has got to be the main thing, right? The main thing is basketball. The main thing is not Mr. Beast or Kevin Hart or, and I love Kenny and Shaq and Chuck and Ernie, but that's not the main thing either. Your job is to make people love the game of basketball more, not become the star of the show. And that is the opposite of what happened. And it's great that they get their flowers and stuff, but why are we doing that in the middle of the game? Do that before or after the game. Yeah. At least we've got an Instagram clip of Mac McClung jumping over a Kia car that got over 1 billion views.
Wow. A billion views, huh?
I don't know what the numbers are on that, but that's what they'll say. But at least it looks good on the internet. And I would love to know how many of those social media impressions are positive about All-Star Weekend. Yeah, it's great. We had 1 billion people talking about All-Star Weekend. Tell me how many of those were saying good things about All-Star Weekend.